Yazi webahlali niyahlula sometimes ngoba yazi ngibuza ukuthi kahle kahle lento yokulalela iyasebenza yini noma abantu just hear but never listen. Phela sekunomehluko phakathi kokulalela nokuzwa. So responding to some of your questions, especially regarding the previous videos where we were talking a lot about your state of mind and your state of emotions, your addiction to cortisol, your epinephrine. Someone asked me, no, but we are hearing you, but what is the solution? And then another one asked the same question. No, but people, come on. Did I not open the discussion with a proposal, a solution? Noma nilinde ithago nama methods nama dance to hamba ke niyowenza ama incantations. Are we still there? Ngoba ngithi phela sikule channel ngoba zama ukuphuma kulezo zinto zama hocus pocus. Uma ufuna ukudila ne-cortisol and your stress addictions, I was very clear ukuthi you need to learn to relax. Noma fange kuphinde kaningi ke manje ngichaza ukuthi relaxa kanjani. Okay, no, that's fine. Let's say maybe I'm explaining how do you do the thing of relaxing. But I spent a great deal of time regarding why it's important that you should relax instead of working on hormones and stress. The main reason why you need to relax is because if you are living under cortisol, no epinephrine, actually, you are not going to be able to think clearly because your mind is on a flight or fight mode. You can't see a solution being given to you because you are operating on that level. We are actually the solution is no. This is the problem. You are stressed. You have every reason to be stressed, no problem. But realize that actually stressing about the thing is not going to help you. Take time to breathe. Perfumula. It's not the end of the world. You are not the only one going through things. Everybody's going through things. It's not a competition. So relax. Take in your environment. Breathe. Take in your environment, because most of the problems that you guys are having, we're not recognizing the solutions that I'm giving to you, is that you don't take time to take in your environment. You don't understand your environment. Oh yes. You are living in the world, you don't even know how the world works because you are so caught up in your stress. Uyagijima, ujahe uyothola isenko, ujahe uyofuna umsebenzi, ujahe lokho, all these pressures that you have in your life. No, these things are caused because you are addicted to stress. You see again the stress. Hey, what's the solution? I was going to ask are you people okay in Makanda, and I'm not going to ask that because I know we are not okay as a race. Amakanda wasebenzi kahle, and this is one of the reasons why we are products of stress. We live in a stress. We die in a stress. Siphakathi kuleyo nto. And I'm working towards finding alternatives out of that situation. And one thing I found was that, no, actually, yazini, awukwazi ukucabanga kahle if you're under pressure, thinking about how things are not going right, thinking about how things need to be going this direction. Hey, ngidinga imali, ngidinga imoto, ngidinga lokhuyana, abantu bayangishiya ngemuva, I'm not succeeding. You're stressing. This is why you can't think clearly. Izinto eziningi ezenzakalayo kwethu, we do not understand. We can't decode them because our minds are flooded by cortisol and epinephrine. It's a state of delirium, perpetual. And this is why anyone can find a pressure point. They can work very easily to trigger us. Easily triggered. We are very easily triggered because we asifuni uku-relaxa imqondo yethu and think. Thinking is something we don't want. No matter how much we may think we want it, also ngeke sikwazi ukwenza because we are still suffering from stress syndrome perpetually. So yes, you are addicted to cortisol, you are addicted to epinephrine, adrenaline. Relax. Just take time to breathe. Breathe. And me saying that doesn't mean ukuthi ngisho ukuthi yeka yonke into yenza. No. In your mind, stop worrying about things for a second. Whether you're at work or whatever you are doing, stop worrying. Relax. Even uhlele toilet, for that moment uhlele toilet, can you just not think about what's going wrong in your life and what's going right and what's going on? Can you just be in that space and relax? You know, in your mind, go back home and right now I'm taking a douche. And do that whole thing of taking a douche. That's what I'm talking about. You cannot take in your environment until you quiet your mind. That's the solution I was talking about. But people are obsessed with what I'm defining as a problem. Well, all I'm doing is I'm actually laying out the problem for you and why the solution works to those problems. You're looking for some magical problem. That's the thing. Psychologically, you're looking for something that you need to do that's going to have a magical effect instead of becoming something else. That is a whole chat. You need to become something else. What you are right now is someone who's living under stress syndrome. And you need to change that. It's a change in mentality. That is the solution. Change your mindset. Things are not as catastrophic as you make them out to be. You are still breathing, man. Damn. You're still alive. You wake up in the morning. You're breathing. Means you can still do some shit about things. But let's explain a little because it's so difficult for them. But then it just proves the point, I guess. Good to know. My people can't think clearly. And it's not that the knowledge is not there. The wisdom and knowledge is everywhere around you. Kanti abanye abantwana bayithola kanjani information? They're not doing any hocus pocus to get information. Information is gone. But black people can't access information because the only thing in their minds are these hormones. They are reactive. The only thing that's concerning our people is isinkwa, isisu, look. Don't know the environment. Case in point, for example, you wake up in the morning, you're worried about ukwenza jungle oats. But I was looting jungle oats. You know nothing. You don't know the process that took from plantation of wheat to a harvesting to a milling and the grading of different oats types. You don't know. You don't understand the environment you exist in. Oh yes, You are existing in a world, you don't even know how it works. But here you're talking about, hey, what's the solution? Uzosolva ini ungazi ukuthi uphi. Sicathulisana kancane kancane. There's no hurry. Because I understand. I'm one of you. And I've seen actually as black people we don't understand how the world works. And it's very critical that we need to. But we can't do that when we're operating under cortisol. It's difficult for us to see what izinto zisebenza kanjani emhlabeni. Izinto as critical to our living actually. If like a main example on the oats, it's a thing that is critical to your survival, like saying your breakfast. Even isinkwa for that matter. Yeka-ke isinkwa nkosi yami. Asikwazi ngisho ukubhaka isinkwa ukuthi sibhaka kanjani. The whole entire process and the supply chain and the economics of isinkwa, we don't understand it. Sisibona ngoba sesiyosithenga sila and take it for granted. And we don't understand, no man, it's a disadvantage to be constantly depending on other people for ukudla. It's difficult for us to grasp that because we are constantly stressing about things that really we shouldn't be stressing about. I mean, like 70% of you are suicidal every day. It's a fact that everybody knows. No one is doing anything about that. No one is coming in here telling you, no, listen, you need to chill. Chill the fuck out. Chill. God damn it. Because the next thing you're going to do, you're going to kill yourself for no reason. Chill. Take in an environment. Understand where you are. Accept where you are. These are solutions. Workable solutions. Doesn't need any hocus pocus thing. Doesn't need for you to go, hey, uyogxubhuza emanzini, uyogxuma laphana. Nginibingelela abantu basemkhizwaneni, ngiyabona lapha we-chatting. Good to see you. But I just wanted to address this situation. I speak solutions every time I come here. People just seem not to get it. You don't get it here. But some of you do, actually. And, they tell me how much Impilo Zabo have taken a paradigm shift. You gotta change. You have to change. Do things differently. There's no magic that is a requirement for you to do to exist and live and thrive on the planet. You are here because you're supposed to be here. Why must it be ukuthi wena ke ngoba umuntu omnyama sekufanele wenza ama magic uhamba ubulala izilwane wenze yonke into to exist for izinto ezibasic njengokudla? Sekumele siprescribe ke manje yazi nithatha lokhu nalokhu khona uzokwazi ukuphuma icortisol. Angeke uyichade icortisol uthi iphume ku. You have to change how your mind works, how you process the environment. And one of those main things, the main thing that you need to do, you need to calm the fuck down. Case in point, I was talking to someone yesterday. You see, you look at, take example of isilo, masizingela. Ngalesikhathi isilo silisingela, sicashe laphana, sizama ukusondela enyamazaneni lapha zilukile zidla. Sicashe ngotshani. Sinyonyoba. During the time of the hunt, where it's stalking the prey, during the time, his breathing rate is at the lowest, his heart rate is at the lowest, his neural activity is at the lowest. He's very calm, relaxed. Because he understands. You see, he's talking about a cheetah here. You see, it's the fastest animal on the land. But he knows for me to get closer to where I'm going, I have an objective. First, I need to calm down, take in the environment. If I strike now, how far do I need to come close? At least one. That's what I'm talking about. Predator mentality. See, some lady, it reminds me of some lady was talking about how black people think in like a herd. Everybody's just running all over the place. And we need to think manje in terms of a thing, what you call it, a pack mentality. That's what I'm talking about. To get close to your goal, you need to be calm, you need to be relaxed, you need to take in your environment, to understand if this thing you're doing is osebenza in, and how well is osebenza, how much energy you need to put in, and what to do when you don't succeed. Because each time I sondela lapho yazi ukuthi okay, if I run for this amount of minutes, well, I need to stop. If ngigijima more than 15 minutes ngakabambi, he understands his body, understands his physiology. And then when it's time to do the chase, instantly his heart rate goes up, his neural activity goes up, his breathing rate goes up, his speed goes up. He's chasing now. Now he's swimming in cortisol and epinephrine. Adrenaline is pumping hard for those few minutes during the chase. Again, the cycle comes back down, it comes down. He breathes. Sometimes akahlale phansi angaqalahle aphefumule, because you see he's aware ukuthi awekho amenke njani around abazomhlupha. Then he relaxes, atuphola, cools down, comes his rate. That's the simple example here. Now abantu abamnyama are constantly on the cortisol every day. They're stressing, uvuka ekuseni ustressa, uyashona ntambama uyastressa, ufika ushaya ingane, upset ukuthi wenze emsebenzini is upset because he hates being there. Ubasa uyamthuka, and then we see people are being violent and are drinking hard. You can't be operating on cortisol 24/7. It's not possible, but black people are doing it. This is why sinabo shukela, sinama BP, sina yonke lento le. We don't want to calm the fuck down. We don't want to calm the fuck down. It's not us kuphela nto. Namanye abantu bagula, other races bagula serious, but you're not going to be able to see it. Because by us, no, I need to go and do aromatherapy. Yeah, I need to do yoga, I will stretch, take time to relax. Because I understand, even your immune system requires you to calm the fuck down. You need to calm down. It's not going to work at its optimum when you are stressed. It's not going to. Umuntu uyakhala ndaba ukuthatha treatment, abadla ama treatment HIV, treatment, yeah, no, feel like defaulting now. Of course you're going to go through that space because you are constantly stressing. You have not accepted now this is the life you have to live. Usabhizi ubhekana nabanye abantu baphila kalula, wena fanele uloku ubhizi wenzana nalento. And then you start defaulting. So that's the solution. Can you breathe? Can you breathe? Just motherfucking breathe. Just for maybe 10 minutes again. Routine. Okay, now get routine. I did say wake up at 5 a.m. You look at the sun. During the time at 5 a.m. when you're waiting for the sunrise, breathe. For 30 minutes, just don't think of anything. Breathe. Focus on your breathing. In your mind should only be thinking about, okay, I'm inhaling now, I'm exhaling now, I'm inhaling now, I'm exhaling now. Do that for the rest of your life. Wake up at 5 a.m., watch the sun, breathe. 30 minutes daily. Because I need to Nifuna my routine. I have a solution. I have been no yenzaki. Because when I first logo see Yonke, but we spent so much time. We spent an hour actually on that video breaking down the problem and why it's important that you don't want to operate on stress levels is high. We made it a long ass video. But no. If stress levels are high, it's bad for you. And we broke down why this, why, and why it's important for you not to stress. So wake up in the morning. Tender my routine, my rituals. And then click my rituals of how to do things. Yes, for my solutions, but I don't see any super chat here. And fuck mal. And joining ishi lokuzana. But nifuna ama solution. Buza ama questions. Atfuna nokusubscribe. Bese umuwe utwa. Yazi labandla babekho serious. But yeah, you understand, we're coming from a very dangerous place as a race. It's not a joke. Like our people, we take it too lightly. What is vela ebunzimeni? And because it's vela ebunzimeni for hundreds of years, in fact more than 1,000 years now, we've been under a very serious situation. Angeke sibe normal. It's not going to be. We are not going to be a normal people. If anyone who has gone through what we have gone through, and we continue to go through, that person is never going to be normal. It's not possible. So this is why we are here in Kiswane discussing these things as affect high, because I am of the understanding no, we can't be normal people. Sahlukumezeka kakhulu. For centuries, for generations, it's not possible for us to sibe normal. So khona la fast qale khona. And most of the biggest thing that we need to fix is how we think. Samele silungise ukucabanga kwethu before we start running into izinto seriously. Hey, what is the purpose of life? Why are we here? Who are we? Samele siqale sifunde ukuthatha environment and understand the environment. Breathe and think about how. Alright, this is where I am, or this is what's happening. Le ndawo engikuyona i-operate kanje. Izinto ezidingakalayo le ndawo engikuyona ezikanje. Into edingakalayo empilweni yami ilokhu nalokhu. For me to wake up ekuseni, ngidlile, this is what I need to do. Yabo. Even when you start doing things like that, you stop hating your work, because you know, okay, I have to go to work because my environment requires I have a salary. And ukuze ngiphume kulento ukuthi ngisebenze into engayithandi, okay, I guess I need to start thinking about what can I do to take me out kule situation ukuthi ngiyosebenza la ngathandi khona to sustain myself. But you can't think about those things when you're constantly epinephrine, cortisol, and then sometimes endorphins. When you go out there, you put some matjuhala uhleka nabangani, or go and cuddle up with your spouse there. Then for those moments, kwehla ma endorphins. And then we'll talk about my endorphins as well, in terms of your addictions, because you have addictive personalities. That's the point that you are missing. I'm addictive personalities. We are too addicted. And yes, we are going to be addicted to things because siphuma ebunzimeni. You see, people who were abused as children have a very strong affinity for addictions. And addictions is just not tatama drugs. Addictions come through your cortisol addictions. You can be addicted to stress because of the hormones that get released. So you're an adrenaline junkie, you are a cortisol junkie. You see, adrenaline junkies, you see them in the other races where they express that by doing extreme sports. And if you do a profile of those people who are involved in extreme sports, very dangerous sports, we find out, no, actually, childhood yakhe yayinzima, shame. So they became very addicted to risk. And then we expect to go to teen as black people, and then we don't become these addicted people to adrenaline. It's not going to happen. And then the addiction can also happen in terms of obsessive work. Some people are addicted to working hard. Some people are addicted to drugs. Some people are addicted to just sexual contact. Some people are addicted to other people. Addictions are fun, but we have addictive personalities because sikamuka ebunzimeni. Siseswini ama-parents ethu ayine stress. Mawakho waye stress about this and that and that, and you were swimming in cortisol even there as a baby. By the time uphuma velo yinto nje stress. You are not going to be normal. You are not going to be normal. But you know, because you don't want to understand exactly. Addictions are hectic. Addicted to the past. Some people are addicted to the past. That's very true. Or serotonin, or dopamine, yeah. So niyazazi lezinto. But kumele si lay out konke ukuthi hayi lalela ke nansi ke method ke manje. Vuka ke ekseni ngo5 upractice uphefumula. Practice clarity of mind. Just empty your mind and breathe. So first buye sikhulume manje ukuthi hayi ke hambani yokwenza yoga ke manje ke hambani yokwenza yoga. Vanitshelwe yonke into. Problem. But I'm not surprised. My questions sometimes I won't surprised because I understand what as a race vele imqondo yethu it drown in these hormones. We can't think. There's no clarity of mind. We're always stressed. Always. Afu nje kakhulu make wathatha imali wayikhipha hayi umuntu omnyama uzokhombisa amafilimu. Makwamncisha nje imali like. Hayi makwamncisha imali ngeke senzeka lutho mntakama khohlwa. Make nje wamncisha imali. Umuntu wakithi nje somlahlile. Somlahlile nje uphinde futhi umthole. No matter how intelligent that person is, wazomphuca imali. Ubone umuntu usephenduka iphara lapha. Sesikhuluma ngaye ukuthi yeka waye ushaya number 1. But because there's no money, they can't function. Of course, we need money to do certain things. See, money is a tool to accomplish things, but it's not the lifeblood of living and surviving. But there's another video on its own. I'm just making an observation there. Nginiphindele ke routine ngoba nifuna ama methods nifuna ukwenza izinto enibuka ngathi zi practical instead of rewiring your minds. Senibadala fangabe nakwazi ukushintsha imiqondo yenu, but clearly anifuni uyithatha le. Hambani ke nivuke ekseni ngo5 ningaphuma ilanga, nihlale phandle namukele ukuphuma kwelanga. Ngaleso sikhathi nifuna ukuphefumula, funa ukuphefumula. Umqondo wakho ucabanga uphefumula kuphela. You breathe. Kunama techniques ahlukile kokuphefumula, but I'm not going to specify them. Kodwa nje akuphefumule lapha ekseni. Ungacabangi lutho. Futhi kulula ke ekseni mavuka ngalezi zikhathi ngoba vele umqondo wakho is probably at its quietest. Uhlale nje kuleyo quietness. Nawe ungawufaki inteni ezo. Don't think about your day at that time. Khohlwa nje ukuthi ufake kwenzekeni ngelanga. Hlale nje ubukelanga phefumula. Asazi ngoba iningileni ngo5 isuke selivukela ukugezela ke emsebenzini. Too bad. You're just going to have to figure out how you're going to do that one. Ngiqedile ngani. sibonga abantu basemkhizwaneni. Cha siyabonga Mansaphini. Yeah, leyo kuba on this planet, it's one of those questions that we'll have to make a video about. What is the purpose of mood? But I've hinted many times on my videos that actually we're here as Ojele for a certain race of beings, but we lost that plot there. Sapenduka is a soul zabo instead of us helping them rehabilitate. But yeah, I guess we'll have to make a specific topic with exactly what is our purpose. Ngingayifaki ihambisana namayi. Cha. Lungile abantu base South Africa. Ngiyazibongela.
Mihlambye